Rastafari the First, Haile Selassie I. Jah, Rastafari the conquering lion of the tribe of Judah. Haile Selassie I, for him Ific plan, for his guidance, for his loyalty and integrity. The defender of the faith, elect of himself, might of the Trinity, King of kings, Lord of lords, Father of creation. Jah, Rastafari. I'm running for president 2024. Please write in Daniel Janty, Janty. My grandparents fought at Normandy and in Okinawa. They don't like us paying for security detail on golf courses, Mar-a-Lago, Bedminster. They don't like seeing a wall built between Mexico and the United States. Mexico was the only nation in World War II to help Ethiopia. We're going to distribute sacred marijuana from the Oval Office, THC and CBD from Washington, D.C. We're going to write an executive order giving each and every citizen of the United States and its contiguous territories access to the highest grade of sensimilla, therefore satisfying our farmers and our spirituality and our artistry and our intelligence. We're going to grow hemp. We're going to have a green economy. We're going to be moving toward that incrementally, step by step, fighting each and every day, each and every way to make the underpinnings of our economy a hemp economy, a green economy, a sacred marijuana economy, where there will be supply, there will be demand. We can afford it, the richest nation that ever existed. We're going to promote university education. We're not going to say things like, not everybody can achieve an education. No, we're not going to say that. Each and every person will be encouraged to get a university education. And the federal government will provide a vehicle for that education. Who will pay for all this is your redundant question we've heard for years and years and years, while you spend $2 trillion in Iraq. While you spend some money to build a foolish border wall. While you give tax breaks to the wealthiest 1%, you ask me, how can we provide sacred herb to each and every citizen? Don't tire me with these boring economic falsities, fallacies. There will be no wall built between the United States and Mexico. And any wall that has already been constructed, any boxcar that has been put up, will take it down. It's a basic international human right to be able to move from one place to another. U.S. citizens on average commit more crimes per capita than immigrants. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be having a Marshall, quote unquote, plan for Central America. We're going to be investing in the economies of Central America. Nicaragua, El Salvador, Honduras, Guatemala, Panama, Costa Rica, Mexico. We're going to be investing in these countries so that we don't have people having to leave their homes from destitute situations. Please write in Daniel Janty, Janty, for U.S. President 2024. We have to get 80 million people to write in Janty. It's like looking for a needle in a haystack. It's pie in the sky at the same time with the faith of a mustard seed. this will happen. Every citizen deserves the fruits of the benefits of the United States economy, and Africans deserve reparations. It may not be 40 acres and a mule, but it will certainly be an acre. This is going to happen. Rastafari Guide, a statement what's in the book of life. It's not a religion, it's not a hierarchy. It's a statement of the truth that Haile Selassie is the earth's rightful ruler. It's written. Only he can open the 7 seals. He's Jesus of Nazareth in his second advent. Zion train is coming our way. Soul train is coming our way. And none of these other candidates, RFK Jr. is an insult to his dad. Telling lies about vaccine injuries, disputing credible physicians. Of course, the orange clown, Donald Trump, is the bottom of the barrel of humanity, a rapist, a wall builder, a racist. And Joe Biden knows nothing about THC, nothing about marijuana. Would you like a real leader? Vote Janty, Janty. Write it in. If we want to overcome that it takes millions of dollars to run for president, and we don't get the best candidate, use the write-in function. Write in Janty for president. All speeches will be written on musical instruments, including the trumpet, the modern flute, and the alto saxophone. There are people in hospitals right now. There are people in Gaza, in the West Bank, in Afghanistan, in the Sudan, who could use sacred herb, sacred medicine that the United States can provide in quantity. We can drop pounds and pounds and pounds of sacred marijuana in locations throughout the globe to alleviate suffering. We will exile Don Jr. We will exile Eric Trump. We will exile Ivanka. We will exile Steve Bannon and Steve Miller. These are traitors and criminals to the United States. We will exile Mike Pence. They're set for Antarctica, where global warming, which they deny, a general rise in the temperature of the planet, 2 degrees since 1888 in the beginning of the Industrial Revolution. Antarctica will melt under their feet. It's exile for them. Exile for Ben Carson. Exile for all these criminals. So vote Janty, Janty, write in Janty for president. It's the only choice, the right choice, the correct choice, the people's choice. Sacred herb is the cornerstone of any society. Too much prejudice against the plant. We're here to defend it. Right, with your hypocrisy and the Bible on your shelf, which reads that any herb-bearing seed is from goodness. And any herb-bearing seed or citrus that is green is from goodness. So don't get it twisted. Sacred marijuana is good. We're going to deschedule its classification as a felony on a federal level. We're going to reform the housing complexes of South Tucson and other places in the United States that are thieving you. When they charge you an application fee, they're thieving you. When they charge you a non-refundable management fee, they're thieving you. We're going to work from Washington, D.C. in the Oval Office and the White House to change that. There will be no more stealing anyone's money from housing complexes. Housing management companies will work with their tenants to honor their contracts. So if they sign a year lease, they have to hold to a year lease. Jah, Rastafari, Haile Selassie. If you don't know, you should. The conquering lion of the tribe of Judah is Haile Selassie, and only he can open the 7 seals. He's the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords. Do your homework. Smoke sacred herb and read the scripture. Study languages. Put away the video games. Study instruments. Build a skill. Demand from your leaders that they lead you. There's a natural mystic flowing through the air. And if you listen carefully now, you will hear. This could be the first trumpet. Might as well be the last. How many more must suffer? How many more must die? Till Rasta don't face discrimination. The White House is for I. No, things are not the way they used to be. Can't tell no lie. One and all got to face reality. Though I try to find the answers to all the questions they ask, yet I know it's impossible. Can't go living through the past. They can't keep us down. There's a natural mystic flowing through the air. Until the philosophy holds one race superior and another inferior, is finally permanently discredited and abandoned. Everywhere is war. War in the east, war in the west, war up north, war down south. Until the color of a man's skin is of no more significance than the color of his eyes. And until the basic human rights are equally guaranteed to all, without regards to race. Until there's no longer first class nor second class citizens of any nation. Everywhere is war. War in Afghanistan, starvation. War in the Ukraine, tyranny, the Kremlin. War in the Sudan, mass displacement over oil. Everywhere is war. War in the Gaza, war in Palestine. And until these unhappy and ignoble regimes that hold our brothers in South Africa, Western Sahara, Mozambique, subhuman bondage, have been toppled, totally destroy. We Africans will fight if we find it necessary. We are confident in the victory. Good over evil. Everywhere is war. Do good, do good, do good in your neighborhood. Do right, fulfill the Nyabingi. 1, 2, 1, 2, do good in your neighborhood. Chop down injustice, chop down concrete. Hey. Do good, do good. Do good in your neighborhood. A man's worth is not his bank account, but the service to his community. Do good, do good. Do good in your neighborhood. A man's worth is not based on dollar bills, but service to his community. Chantanaya Bingi. 1, 2, 1, 2, do good. Do good in your neighborhood. Pick up your cigarette butts. Hey, unidentified fees on your lease protest. Pick up some concrete. Help people leave alcohol at their feet. Sue Quails in court. Sue Ventura Villas. Sue the Broadmont MVD. Do good. Do good in your neighborhood. Like MLK, a threat to justice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. An injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. Do good. The charging you identified application fee. Do good in your neighborhood. You have to be childlike to enter Zion, not childish. Childlike, not childish. There's widespread childishness. Got to be childlike to enter Zion. It's harder for a rich man to enter Zion than it is for a camel to go through the eye of a needle. It's harder for a rich man to enter the kingdom of Jah than it is for a rope to go through the eye. Let he who has no sin cast the first stone. It was Peter that denied the Christ 3 times. You got to be childlike to enter Zion. Do away with your childishness. Yeah, I've got you in my economic sights. We won't forget what you did. Widespread childishness. You gotta be childlike to enter therein. We won't fail to recall what you did. Revenge belonged to the Most High, Jah Rastafari. If I were you, I'd settle out of court. Economic justice is on the way. You're on the Rastaman docket. I'll see you in court. I don't care if Judge Newman is corrupt anyway. We'll see you in court. You're on the Rastaman docket. You don't got no retort what you do to the Southside Tucson tenants. We'll see you in court. We won't fail to recall what you did to our family. Not just once, not just twice. From Phoenix to Tucson, apartment complexes aren't right. If I were you, I'd settle out of court. My time is for $120 an hour. Care if judge is in cahoots. Economic justice is a truth. Our ancestors won't let us rest. Economic justice is our quest. If I were you, I'd settle out of court. Judge Newman's in cahoots, so I've seen it over and over. Economic justice is on the way. Economic justice is on the way. If I were you, I'd settle out of court today. Judge Newman's in cahoots. Well, vote him out of office, abusing the law against South Tucson tenants, economic justice is on the way. I don't know if anyone else in the United States is having problems with apartment buildings stealing their money. But economic justice is on the way. If Mayor Romero won't intervene, if the federal government won't intervene, leave it up to the musician scene. Easy. Easy. Good boys. Unidentified fees, taking food out of our mouths. Unidentified fees. People just close their eyes and hold their nose and shut their mouths. Unidentified fees. Hey. You know what I'm talking about. Oh, it's not that big of a deal when they take your money. It's not that big a deal. It's not that big a deal when they steal. And then they look down on the shelterless. The truth it does reveal. Red tape, background check, credit check, expedient rent for housing projects. How does an adult person deal with economic insult? It's not that big a deal when they steal. It's not that big a deal, just shut your mouth. Not that big a deal when they charge application fee, which is unidentified. Just close your eyes and hold your nose and shut your mouth. Hey, we'd like to know who the real criminals are. Is it Ventura Villas or Rancho Del Mar? Don't make waves, don't protest. They didn't teach you about patriotism. That's the highest form, is to object. Won't see change unless you identify the truth. It's no big deal. Hey, just teach it to the youth. Let them charge you application fee and let them charge you security deposit without return. Just let them take your money. It's no big deal. It's no big deal. When they look down on the shelterless and then from you they steal. It's no big deal. It's just standard in the industry. $250. Hey, hand it over to we. We didn't do anything to earn that money. Just keep your mouth shut. Just fall in line. Don't protest. To criticize would be unpatriotic. The This is the land of Mexico. This is the land of the indigenous. No one's outraged at how they treat the Southside Tucson tenants. Yes, we're having significant problems in South Tucson with their abuse of the tenants. They bring tenants in, they turn them over, they don't do the repairs. Doesn't matter if a person is handicapped. Doesn't matter if a person is like Sister Cece at Ventura Villas, Las Montañas. We'll expose them. We're not going to live with it. We're not going to hold that inside, their injustices. I'd rather live free. I'd rather tell the truth about what's happening. I've lived with the javelina before. Most people in the United States live outdoors. In the world, there's more people that are shelterless than have roofs over their head in the world. Stand up for something. If you see an injustice, call it out. Don't cling to your job and buy your video games and worship the NFL. Bum, 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 bum. Dun, 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 dun. So yes, write in Janty, Janty, U.S. President 2024. We need 80 million write-in votes, is my estimation, in order to defeat the orange clown and clueless Biden. Clueless Biden and the orange clown. What a choice we have. One is letting thousands of Palestinians be murdered as we speak in the Gaza. The other one is as corrupt as the day is born. So corrupt it makes those of us who know want to vomit. Eric and Don Jr. and Ivanka and Chuck Norris and Kid Rock and all these bomba clots. This wall built between the United States and Mexico. There will be no wall built. Any wall that's up now, we'll take it down. 125 miles of wall, we'll take it down. We'll, out of Arizona, kick Douchey out. Kerry Lake and Paul Gosar. Joe Arpaio, you're out. You're out. There will be no wall built between Sonora and Arizona. Any wall that's already constructed, we'll take it down. There has to be a solution to land rights. We want open borders. People should be able to move freely about without disparaging Latinos. Yes, there will be no wall built between Chihuahua and Texas. We invest in the Central American economies in Mexico, so people will not have to leave disparaging, deplorable situations of gang violence. Every bird knows. Every bird has its purpose. There will be no wall built between La República and the United States. Douchey out. Arpaio out. Kerry Lake out. Hey, hey, hey. And experience teaches wisdom like layers of second nature. Aaron Rodgers used to be my hero. Now he's a bumba clot cryptocurrency investor. And he's with RFK Jr. spreading lies about vaccine injuries. What happened to Aaron Rodgers? He got hit in the head too many times. He's got CTE. And he insulted Jimmy Kimmel and put his family at risk. He claimed that he had been on an island with Jeffrey Epstein. What happened to Aaron Rodgers? He used to be my hero. But now he's selling cryptocurrency, which degrades the environment, costs more electricity to select those false numbers than a Ponzi scheme run in New York City. Hey. And what happened to Aaron Rodgers? Yeah, Aaron, you better apologize to Jimmy Kimmel and his family. Got people now wanting to kill him. And he brings joy to our liberty every evening. So Aaron Rodgers, you better get on your microphone. Your dollar bills can't protect you. I don't care how many games you won for us. Your head must be wrecked now. CTE. You align with RFK Jr.? John Kennedy's rolling over in his grave to see what his nephew's doing. Hey, Guantanamera, Guajira, Guantanamera, cultivo una sensamilla blanca, verde y morado, en julio como en enero. Yo cultivo un sensamilla verde en agosto, en noviembre. Y para mi amigo sincero, me da una mano franca. Guantanamera, Guajira. Y mi verso es un verde claro. Mi verso es de un carmín encendido. Mi verso es un ciervo herido que busca en el monte Mante amparó y para los pobres de la Puebla. Me gusta la placer del océano y del arroyo más que mar. Yes, los Estados Unidos, por favor, votan para Daniel José Janty 2025-24. Si se puede, no con Obama. And with Barry Obama, we disagree. Marijuana is a panacea, quite different than a cigarette, Barry. I know you're just trying to protect Malia, but hey, cigarettes are different than marijuana, Barry. Marijuana heals the lungs. Of this there is no question. Make you run long distances, put away your asthma inhaler that's filled with methamphetamine. Don't always trust the doctors. Yeah, but RFK Jr. spreading misinformation about vaccine injuries. He says, talks out of both sides of his mouth, just like the Pope at the Vatican regarding CBDs and THC. Marijuana heals the lungs. Of this there is no question. It reverses the aging process. No one can compete with I except Mike Jordan. Marijuana heals the lungs. Of this there is no question. People don't have faith of a mustard seed that THC and CBDs are the greatest gift that are given. Marijuana heals the lungs. Of this there is no question. Even Balo can't beat me in basketball, and he's younger than 27. Marijuana heals the lungs. Goes well with meditation and yoga, so much prejudice upon a plant. Give thanks to Rastafari for his Ific plan. For the divine right of kings runs through Ethiopia, from Abraham to David to Solomon to Jesus of Nazareth to Haile Selassie. But they don't teach you that. They don't tell you the truth. So they make you into a robot for their system so they can sit on high. We live in an oligarchy. 5 families in the United States own 50% of the wealth. We live in an oligarchy. They got us running around after economic table scraps. Don't feel complete. Don't feel settled. Feel restless. That's because you're being deprived of your economic rights. By the Koch brothers, by the Waltons, by Cox Communications. Don't feel completely whole. Don't feel completely independent. That's because you're being exploited by the wealthiest 1%. 90% of the stock market is owned by just a few. 5 families own 50% of the wealth. It leaves not a lot for me and you. Protest is the highest form of patriotism. Please write in Daniel Janty. Janty. 2024 is 420. It's our year. We will win the White House. We will change things. We will have 80 million people in the name of my granddad who fought at Normandy, right in Janty. He got the Purple Heart. He was shot 4 times in trying to stop the Nazi aggression. On the home front and on the battlefront, we in the United States came through. But we did not live to see an orange racist clown in our house. We're not here to see Steve Bannon and Steve Miller and Eric and Don Jr. making an embarrassment of our nation. Please write in Janty, Janty. Everyone will smoke high grade. Guaranteed, 100%. Sacred marijuana is for everyone. Life is one big road with lots of signs. Bob Marley. When you're riding through the ruts, don't complicate your mind. Flee from hate, mischief and jealousy. Don't bury your thoughts, put your dream to reality. Rise, you mighty people. There's lots of work to be done. Let's do it little by little. Rise from your sleep and slumber. We're more than shells on the seashore. We're more than number. Wake up and live. Wake up and live now. Wake up and live. Wake up and live now. Rastafari is from the beginning, without end. And Eve was in the garden. She took the fruit from Adam. The serpent did beguile. Now we're all living in sin. Eve got it twisted. Now we're all paying for it. Rise, you mighty people. The serpent did beguile. The woman saw the tree was good, pleasant to the eyes. She got caught up in her senses. To Eve, diamonds and pearls, more than wisdom. Diamonds and pearls, more than wisdom. Hey. The woman saw the tree was good for food, and it was pleasant. Diamonds and pearls over wisdom she did eat. She gave unto her husband. They were open and they knew they were. They heard the voice of Jah. The Lord called to Adam. Please subscribe. Winnie Berry. If I had my way, I would tear this old building down. Delilah was a woman, fine and fair. She had lovely looks and cold black hair. Delilah, she gained old Samson's mind. When he first saw this woman, she looked so fine. Delilah, she climbed up on Samson's knee. Tell me where your strength lies, if you please. And she spoke so kind, God knows she talked so fair. Samson said, Delilah, you can cut off my hair. You can shave my head, clean my hand. My streaks come natural as any old man. Well, if I had my way, if I had my way, if I had my way, I would tear this old building down. You read all about Samson from his birth. He was the strongest man that ever lived on earth. One day Samson was walking along. Looked down on the ground, he's sewing an old jawbone. Stretched out his arm and said, God knows, chains broke like a thread. When he got to moving, 10,000 was dead. But if I had my way, Jerry Garcia, if I had my way, if I had my way. Please like and subscribe. Please vote Janty, Janty, for U.S. President. Write in, please. For those who are struggling with literacy, I will make every effort to help get people to the polls. Every effort to help those who cannot read have assistance in the voting booth. People fought and died for the right to vote. So let's make good trouble, like John Lewis said. Please write in Janty, J-A-N-T-Y, for U.S. President. John Lewis, a patriot. On the Edmund Pettus Bridge, he was left for dead, beaten in the head. A son of sharecroppers from the deep south. Good trouble was what he was all about. Let's make good trouble. Please write in Janty, J-A-N-T-Y. 2024 is 420. We're going to defeat the orange clown. We're going to defeat clueless Joe Biden. We're going to make good trouble. The Honorable John Lewis. Who was the leader in California with RFK Sr.? Who was the leader in California with RFK Sr.? Who was the leader? RFK in California. Workers' rights is who? Cesar Chavez. Okay, so Cesar Chavez and John Lewis. RFK Sr. Cesar Chavez. Free the animals from the inhumane society. Boycott McDonald's. Boycott Wendy's, Burger King, Hardee's. Boycott Taco Hell. Boycott Chick-fil-A. Boycott all these animal abusing industries. It's a genocide. There's a widespread violence on the cow and the chicken and the pig. They claim to love their domestic pets, but then at the grocery store, they do a different thing. Free the animals from the inhumane. Inhumane society. Oklahoma, Arizona, Wisconsin, Texas, California, Washington. There's widespread violence on the animal, the cow, the chicken, and the pig. And you might say that you don't care, but your soul is vanity. And you might not know that Jah won't destroy the earth with flood again. Just save the animals and you and me. Disgusting eaters of flesh. You give us COVID-19, swine flu, bird flu. Herbivores got to live with your disease. Free the animals from the inhumane. Inhumane society. They're keeping dogs in too small of cages at Silver Bell Road in Tucson when they could expand their facilities. Free the animals from the inhumane. Inhumane society. Isn't it written that we're judged by community by the treatment of our least. Free the animals from the inhumane society. Free the animals from the inhumane society. From Florida to Georgia to Maine to Tennessee. There's a widespread violence on the cow and the chicken and the pig. When are we going to hear from our leaders speeches about moving to veganese? We're judged by the treatment of the least. Ooh. Ready. Right to the corner right here. Friday and Sunday. Maybe today. We get some currency together. We can go out there right now. We got to figure out a little. Maybe you guys can chill here. It's nice when you guys sing with it. Whoo! You got D Lemon on? D Lemon is now an independent journalist away from the corporate hegemony over the news that he doesn't have to answer to any bosses now. Detailed Don. When I'm president, it will be White House Communications Director. Vice President, I'm considering Yank Uger. Of course. I'm considering, I haven't asked him. Just saying. Dave Packman, White House spokesman. Brian Tyler Cohen. Could be chief of staff. Oh, we've got yeah, Packman. course, we got Katie Porter. We've got, who's the senator from Massachusetts? We've got Bernie to consult us. We've got Greg Stanton. These are names I'm just saying that are on our team, that are progressive independents, truth seekers, impartial, objective, trying to find solutions, answers, not owned. Sister Anna, let's see. So, you know, these are just names. We got, who worked with Dave Packman, has his own podcast now. Okay, so we're getting people together, progressive team. Who else was I thinking? Well, the senator from Massachusetts who's from Oklahoma. Can't think if she does pinky promises. Liz Warren. Okay. Who else we got? Who else we got? Here in, I've been to Raul Gravala's office, but I haven't been able to reason with him. He's just down the street here. Who else? A senator from Oregon. What's his name? Okay. What's the team here? Oh, the Pod Save America crew. Pod Save the World US crew. All right. Please write in Janty, J-A-N-T-Y, US President, 2024. We have to get 82 million people to write in Janty. We wouldn't be here without the efforts of the Normandy soldiers. My granddad fought at Normandy. My other granddad fought at Okinawa. Descendant of African slaves from Mississippi, born in Wisconsin. Cherokee roots. I'm studying to be a Cherokee Indian chief, a Melchizedek priest. You guys ready to go to the bark bark? Hey, nope. Good boy. Ready to go to the bark bark? Let me know when I can tell the people what your names are. I'm not going to give out your names if you don't want me to give out your names. Free the animals from the inhumane society. There's no accounting for taste. In every grocery store, frozen food section aisle, there's excellent vegan tasty treats. Shout out Morningstar Farms. Shout out Othello Harrington, who's trying to create 100 African millionaires in the sacred herb industry. Shout out to Coach Shaka Smart, who's inspiring innovation in basketball, team play, captured the nation's attention. Shout out to Coach Guard, whose offensive efficiency carried the Wisconsin Badgers far. Shout out to Jordan Love. That's all we need after Aaron's insanity. We've got to do something to I serve the planet for the generations that are to succeed. The Arctic cap is half the size that it once was. Sea levels rising. Albert Einstein said when the bees are in decline, same way our ecological system. We've lost 1/3 of the great Australian barrier reef. 96% of Oregon and California's old growth forest. We've got to address the problem expediently. There's a hole in the ozone layer, and the temperature of the planet since 1982 has increased 1 degree. In 74 more years, Florida will not exist. If we continue at this industrial carbon emissions pace, oh, I pray to the Most High that we're just not 7 billion nihilists. Do you care about the lives of your children and your grandchildren? Or are you just living for today? Our carbon emissions are 420 parts per million. It's way too high. We've got to do something to reduce the industrial effect on the depletion of the ozone layer. In a vision of the third eye, yes, we've got to do something to I serve the planet for the generations that are to succeed. They're cutting down the Amazon River Basin for McDonald's cattle to feed. Equal Rights and Justice, Take 5. Dave Brubeck. Dun, 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 dun. There were not good people on both sides at Charlottesville, you bumbaclot Donald Trump. There will be no wall built between us. Rastafari live.